Here's the part nobody at the dealership is going to tell you. You walk in with $3,000 burning a hole in your pocket. You walk out with a shiny zero turn that looks like it could mow for the next 20 years. And for the first season, it does. It's smooth. It's fast. You feel like you got the deal of the decade. Then year 3 rolls around. Year 4? And something under that seat starts to go. Not the engine. The engine's usually fine. It's the one part you never thought to ask about. The one part that turns your $3,000 machine into a $1,500 repair bill overnight. And here's the thing that's going to stick with you. That failure wasn't bad luck. It wasn't you. It was baked into the spec sheet the day you bought it. You just didn't know how to read it. So let me show you what I wish somebody had shown me, because today we're walking through 4 zero-turn mowers that look like smart money on the showroom floor and quietly drain your wallet by the time the warranty's cold. Not one of these machines is going to blow up in your driveway. Some of them actually have a few genuinely good parts on them, and I'll tell you exactly which, because the truth holds up better than the hype. But every single one of them shares the same hidden ceiling, the same weak link that decides how long the whole thing lasts. And once you know what that link is, you'll never look at a price tag the same way again. Stick with me to the end, because the last one is the machine almost nobody expects to see on a list like this. Let's get into it. Let's start with the mower that's probably already sitting in thousands of garages across America, the Husqvarna Z254F. This is the machine that sells itself. You see that 54-inch deck, you see Kawasaki stamped right there on the engine, and you see a price hovering somewhere around 28, maybe $3,200. It feels like a professional's machine at a homeowner's price. And here's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's junk, because parts of it genuinely aren't. Let me give Husqvarna its due first. That deck, it's a fabricated clear-cut deck, 10-gauge steel, and that's real fabricated, cut and welded, not the flimsy stamped stuff you'll see later in this video. The spindles ride on greasable cast iron mandrels, which means you can actually maintain them instead of throwing the whole assembly in the trash when a bearing goes. And that Kawasaki FR Series V twin up front, it's a strong, proven engine that'll likely outlast almost everything else bolted to this machine. So far, this is sounding like a win, right? Here's where it turns, because that engine outlasting everything else, that's not the compliment it sounds like. That's the warning. And here's the trap Husqvarna never says out loud. They never lied to you. They never printed a single false word on that machine. The trap is what your own eyes did with it. A great engine, a tough fabricated deck. Your brain fills in the rest and tells you this thing's built to run 20 years. Husqvarna lets you believe it. They just leave out the one part that votes against you. Flip past the deck, past the engine, and look at the one spec Husqvarna doesn't put on the showroom banner. The transmission. The Z254F runs a dual hydro gear EZT, the ZT2200 tier. And that right there is the ceiling on this whole machine. The EZT is Hydro Gear's entry-level residential unit. It's sealed. It's not built to be serviced in the field. There's no filter to change, no fluid you're meant to swap, because the manufacturer never designed it to be opened up and kept alive. It's smooth, it's predictable, it's perfectly fine for a guy mowing a flat lawn once a week. But start asking more of it. Push it across 2 or 3 acres, take it up and down slopes, run it hard in the summer heat, and that sealed unit starts to fade. And when a sealed hydro fades, you don't repair it. You replace it. On a machine you paid $3,000 for, you're now staring down a transmission bill that can climb past $1,000 once you factor in the labor. That's the regret. Not a breakdown in year one, a slow fade that hits right about the time your 3-year homeowner warranty has gone cold. So, here's the honest verdict on the Z254F. It's not a bad mower. For 1 to 3 flat acres, mowed gently, it'll serve you well. But you are not buying the 20-year machine the showroom makes you feel like you're buying. You're buying a good deck and a great engine wrapped around a transmission that quietly decides this machine's lifespan the day it rolls off the lot. Now let's talk about the mower that looks like it has everything figured out the moment you see it. Cub Cadet Ultima ZT1 54-inch. Walk up to this thing and everything about it whispers premium. It's got that name, Ultima. Sounds like the top of the mountain, doesn't it? That word is doing a job, and the job is to make you stop comparing spec sheets and start trusting the badge. The deck's a 54-inch Aeroforce, 11-gauge fabricated steel, and Cub Cadet backs that deck shell with a limited lifetime warranty. There's a real Kawasaki FR series or a Kohler 7000V twin up front, depending on which one you grab, putting out somewhere in the low to mid-20s of horsepower. The frame's a beefy 2x2-inch tubular steel rail with an automotive-style corrosion coating baked on. It'll handle up to 4 acres, cruise at 7 miles an hour, and the front caster suspension soaks up the bumps. On paper, this looks like a genuine step up from the budget crowd. And Cub Cadet wants you to feel exactly that. So here's the trap, and it's the slickest one on this whole list, because every nice thing I just listed is real, but none of it is the part that decides how long this mower lives. The name promises you a tier. The drivetrain quietly delivers a different one. Flip to the drive system. The Ultima ZT1 runs a dual hydro gear EZT, the 2200, the exact same entry-level, sealed residential transmission you just saw on that Husqvarna. The same unit you'll find sitting under machines that cost $500–600 less than this one. Think about what that means. The badge on the fender says you climbed above the cheap seats. The part that actually moves this machine says you're looking right at one. Sealed, not built to be serviced, no fluid change, no filter, nothing you can do to nurse it past its design life. When it wears, you're not rebuilding it. You're buying a whole new one. And here's why that stings more on this machine than the others. You spent up. You told yourself you bought quality. You bought the step-up tier, you avoided the cheap stuff. So when that transmission starts to fade somewhere down the road, and on a sealed EZT, fade is just a matter of hours and how hard you ran it, the repair bill lands on a guy who thought he'd already paid extra to never see that bill. That's the regret. Not that it broke, that the word Ultima convinced you that you were safe from it. Let me be fair, because that's how we do it here. For a homeowner running a few flat acres at an easy pace, the Ultima ZT1 is a comfortable, good-cutting machine, and that lifetime deck warranty is genuinely worth something. This is not a lemon, but the Ultima badge is doing a lot of talking that the drivetrain underneath can't back up. The name says commercial cousin. The transmission says same club as the cheap seats. So far you've seen the budget ceiling hiding under a good deck, and then hiding under a premium name. Next up, we drop the disguise completely, a machine that doesn't even pretend the deck is something it's not. And it's a name a lot of folks still think they can trust. Now it's time to drop the disguise and reveal what's really underneath. The Troy-Bilt Mustang Z46. Here's the one that doesn't hide behind a fancy name or a premium badge. It hides behind a word, one little word that sounds tough as nails and means almost nothing once you know how to read it. We'll get to that word in a second, because it's the whole game with this machine. First, the setup. The Mustang Z46 is Troy-Bilt's swing at the zero-turn buyer who wants the maneuverability without the sticker shock. You're looking at right around $3,300, give or take. It's got a 22 horsepower Kohler 7000 series V-twin, a 46-inch cutting deck, dual hydrostatic transmissions, and a full-length, fully welded 2-inch tubular steel frame that Troy-Bilt actually backs with a limited lifetime warranty. And I'll hand it to them, the frame warranty is real, and a welded tubular frame is a legitimately good bone structure. Troy-Bilt's, a name folks have trusted for decades. The whole thing photographs like a workhorse. Now here's the word. Heavy-duty steel deck. Sounds bomb-proof, right? Sounds like something you'd bolt onto a tank. But notice what they didn't say. They didn't say fabricated. And that's not an accident, it's the trap. Because the Mustang Z46's deck is a stamped deck. 12-gauge stamped steel, pressed into shape from a single sheet, not cut and welded like the Husqvarna or the Cub Cadet you just saw. Heavy-duty steel is technically true. It is steel, and it does have some heft, but it's the lightest, cheapest deck construction on this entire list, dressed up in language built to make you feel the opposite. And a stamped deck behaves differently when life gets hard. It's got less structural backbone against a flexing load. Hit a root, clip a hidden rock, run it season after season in damp grass, and a stamped shell is more prone to flexing, denting, and rusting through from the inside than a thick fabricated plate. When the steel around a spindle mount starts to flex or crack, that's not a cosmetic problem. It's the part of the deck that holds your spinning blades in line. That's a safety and a cut quality problem rolled into one. But hold on, because the deck's only half the story. Look under the seat and you'll find an old friend. Dual Hydro Gear EZTs, the 2200s. Yeah, the exact same sealed entry-level, can't-be-serviced transmission you saw on the Husqvarna and the Cub Cadet. So now, stack it up. The Mustang gives you the cheapest deck on the list and the same budget transmission sealing as everything else. 2 strikes, sitting under a name people walk in trusting. And one more thing the showroom won't volunteer, that warranty. It's void the second you use this machine commercially. So if you're a guy thinking you'll knock out a few neighbors' lawns for cash on the side, the moment you do, you've torn up your own coverage. So here's the honest read on the Mustang Z46. The frame's genuinely good and well warranted. The Kohler engine's solid. But the 2 parts that take the real beating, season after season, the deck and the transmission, are both built down to a price and then sold to you with words that point the other way. And now, we get to the one that's gonna sting. The John Deere Z315E. Look, there's a reason I saved this for last. Because every machine before this one wore a value name or a big box badge. This one wears green and yellow. This is the most trusted name in the whole yard and garden world. You see that John Deere logo, and something in the back of your head just relaxes. You think, well, the others might cut corners, but not Deere, not the green one. That trust is worth real money to John Deere, and they know it. And here's the hard truth I gotta give you straight. On this particular machine, that trust is doing almost all the heavy lifting. The engineering underneath is not. Let's lay it out. The Z315E runs you right around $3,500 at list, and that's the highest sticker on this entire list. For your money, you get a 20 horsepower branded V-twin, a 656 cubic centimeter engine that's perfectly adequate for a couple of acres. You get a 42-inch Axle deep mower deck. You get that famous green paint, that bumper-to-bumper 3-year, 200-hour warranty, and the single best dealer network in the business. And I'll say this loud because it's real. When something does go wrong, a John Deere dealer will treat you a whole lot better than a big box return counter ever will. That part's worth something. But now, let's read the spec sheet the way John Deere's hoping you won't. Start with that Axle deep deck. Sounds engineered, sounds premium. So what is it? Straight from Deere's own literature. It's a stamped steel deck, 12-gauge stamped steel. Same basic construction family as that Troy-Bilt we just called out for hiding behind the word heavy duty. The green badge doesn't change what the steel is. It's a good cutting deck, I'll give it that. The deep design throws clippings well, but it is not the thick, fabricated plate you'd want for a machine you're paying top dollar to keep for 20 years. And then, the part that decides everything: the transmission. The Z315E runs dual hydro gear EZTCs. Deere markets them with friendly words: maintenance-free, unitized, sealed. Now hear what those words actually mean. Maintenance-free doesn't mean it never needs maintenance. It means you're not allowed to give it any. Sealed means there's no filter to change, no fluid to swap, nothing you can do to extend its life. It is the exact same entry-level hydro gear tier you've now seen on the Husqvarna, the Cub Cadet, and the Troy-Bilt. The cheapest machine on this list and the most expensive machine on this list are riding on the same budget transmission ceiling. Let that sink in. So here's the regret, and on this one, it cuts the deepest. You walked into that dealership ready to pay more, gladly, because you believed the green badge bought you something the others couldn't offer. And in service and dealer support, it partly did. But in the two parts that actually decide how many years this machine gives you, the deck and the transmission, you paid the highest price on the list for the same entry-grade hardware everybody else is selling for less. So, there you have it. 4 zero-turn mowers that looked like a good deal on paper, but ended up costing many owners far more than they expected in repairs, downtime, frustration, and regret. The lesson here is simple. Never buy a mower based on the badge, the marketing, or the sale price alone. The components underneath the machine matter far more than the logo on the hood. A few minutes spent checking the transmission, deck construction, serviceability, and dealer support can save you thousands of dollars and years of headaches. The smartest buyers are not the ones who spend the most money. They are the ones who know exactly what they are paying for. If this video helped you avoid an expensive mistake, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more honest equipment breakdowns every week. And if you're considering a specific zero-turn mower, drop the model in the comments. I'd love to hear what you're looking at and what your experience has been. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.